All right. Well, if you know, we are starting our video off in a hog trap with a solo bore on the ground, and we were doing our maintenance, and we just flipped the switch one county over. Not ideal. We've got a group that just keeps coming in right before daylight, and we don't want to do it, but we got to do it. It's time. So that being said, I'm gonna buzz you around here real quick. If you watch, there's going to be a video on this one. There's going to be a video on the one to come. I am going to need some reinforcements on this next trap. So we're going to go ahead and finish up our maintenance, get this all cleaned up, and I'm going to get one of the boys to meet me there. You can hear the Jagger Pro, my other phone, going off. I got it hooked up to a little speaker so I can hear it over here while I'm working. So hang on. There's our little solo bore, and we were literally just here doing maintenance. See, the sun's starting to come up, and we're in a trap. Do not like doing daytime drops. We've made that very clear. It's down in the woods, a lot of shade. We're gonna get there as quick as we can, switch out different rifles, same tactics going in. We're just not gonna run a thermal going in. We're gonna run a Bolt 44 suppressed. And anyway, it is what it is. This time of year, it's hard because hogs want to come in early in the morning because it's the coolest time of the day. So got to do what you got to do. Not ideal, but it's a good group that we've been looking at for quite some time, and it's like they're in this pattern. And you know, if you guys have trapped hogs out there, a lot of you'll know that, I mean, there's just patterns. They just get into it. But when it's this hot, yesterday it was 112 when I was out here doing maintenance. They're going to come in right before daylight. That's the coolest time. Get a big full belly, go to some water hole and lay up and shade out for the day. So here we go. All right, so we are officially on property. It's about 7:40 in the morning. I called the boss, not the bride, and I'm pretty sure it's just Zeb coming. A lot of our traps have logistical issues with getting hogs out of them. We seem to be able to get hogs in, we just can't get them out. That's why we got so many different trailers, so many different gators, so many different foalers. So this particular trap, we can get both foalers in there pretty good. I think we had the gator in there one time, and it was bad. So we have a little dump, like UTV, ATV trailer. Zeb is going to bring that up, but he's got to load it onto another trailer to bring it up here. And then I have a foaler behind me from my solo drop from this morning. So we're gonna hook it to that foaler and get her done. So the good news is the temperature's actually dropped about 4 or 5 degrees since I was out earlier today. We've got a pretty major overcast. We've got a light drizzle. That's really good for you know, this situation here. We're not having to worry about it getting way too hot on these hogs. There's no sun, so like I said, this is the same temperature that it was at 5 o'clock this morning, so that's a good thing, you know. And for some of you may not understand that, I had to adjust my camera mount. You know, we don't want to make it any harder on them than it needs to be, and so I don't want hogs down there burning up. So this way, you know, we can still be very strategic about what we're doing. We are Zeb's bringing me a daytime 22. We have 2 daytime 22s for these type operations, and then 2 nighttime 22s. I was going to bring a Bolt, have Zeb bring me a Bolt 44. Actually going with 12 gauge, low brass, double aught buck for my gun people. We just don't need high brass. We don't need a lot of juice. You know, you got to always think if you're shooting anywhere near the trap, it's a bunch of steel. So far the outside camera's been clean. You never know. And that's kind of the deal. We needed to take this group because literally I'm driving by a pecan orchard and they've been hitting this orchard pretty hard. And you're like, well, what can they do in a pecan orchard? You know, this time of year, it's July, there's no pecans, you know, whatever. It isn't so much that, it's the rooting that they do. They're just, I mean, just horrible about rooting in pecan orchards. And what they're going for, I'm trying not to get stuck, is nutgrass. They want nutgrass. So all we're trying to do is just get them out of this orchard. And drive over a little tree. So basically, we just need to go ahead and get them out. They get in these pecan orchards and they just root and they make these big old wallery holes. Now we've got crop fields right there. So it's not just a crop field, it's the pecan orchard. So, you know, we've been trying to trap them, not in the daylight hours, and it just literally has not worked out for us. I got to get a different camera mount. I'll show you what my camera mount is. So I set the camera in a little thing, and then we have our official Right in the Rain, and then the wife, or maybe the boss, sews our logo onto it. So that would be called swag, I think, but we don't offer it for sale. We give it to people we work for. Maybe if there's interest, we'll have swag and we can be like everybody else. Anyway, so I'm basically waiting on Zebby. He's gonna bring me what I need, and we're gonna get to it. So with that being said, beautiful day here in South Georgia. Anytime you can drop 2 gates, I think the most we've ever dropped in one day is 4. And I mean, that's a good day right there. Maybe not for the hogs, but it is for hog trappers. Hang on. All right, so we got some rain coming in on us, which is a good thing. So anyway, we got Zebby here, got the reinforcements. And so basically we've got the dump trailer over there, got the 4-wheeler already unloaded. And trap is way back that way. So Zebby's gonna take the Tacoma back, this trailer, and then I'm gonna ride the 4-wheeler and that, my rifles, and then drop off in the woods, and then he'll just basically sit in the truck and wait. So multi-component, everything to get this operation to work today. So a little bit of a clearing, so hopefully we won't get too wet. Hang on. All right, so we're gonna drop the 4-wheeler here and then head back that way to the trap. It's probably about 500-600 yards. Gonna cut down in some woods. This is kind of a grown-up field. We've done videos back in here before, but we've made a road through all this grown-up junk to get back there to the trap, and then it drops down in the woods into a creek bed. Zeb's gonna wait here with the Tacoma when he gets this far. So you're running 2 weapons. Basically, one's primary, one's secondary. 12-gauge is going to be primary for the entry. Once we get to the trap, not much different than at night. We ground the thermal, we go to the 22. So we'll ground the 12-gauge, go to the 22. Outside the gate is clean. It's what we want to see. When you've got that many hogs in a trap, we know that our number is in that 15 to 16 range. We do know that. It's still hard at this point, even though it's daylight, to count. Like, hey, can you guys hold still while we count? So anyway, it's tough. It's not a live video system. It is actually the oldest camera we have in the field, and we're almost at 60 cameras right now. It is a Mine texting camera, a 4. There's a 4P, and that's the newer one. The 4 is the really old one, and it's probably got over 100,000 pictures. It still works. Probably break today. So we're gonna get down in there. Wind direction is good for our entry point. Wind is big for these hogs. They got a really good smell. I've already called the landowner. Excellent, love the guy, I really do. First customer we ever took on when we started our business. And we have a dry erase board in our shop. And at my age, I look at that board, and if I don't like somebody that's on that board, then we try to get rid of them. Sorry, it is what it is. I want to work for people that I love talking to, and I love working for them. And this guy, I love him. He's phenomenal. 100% supportive of everything we do, because this is his livelihood. This is not his recreational property or whatever. He has made his entire life and his son's life from farming. And so when it comes to what we do, he digs it, he gets it, supports it, and no pressure. His age-old thing is, you don't tell me how to farm, and I won't tell you how to trap hogs. Let's get to it. All right. Trap's not but about 50 yards that way. Good sneaking down here because of that nice rain we just had. And Zebby warned me it's going to rain more. That means don't check around, Dad. So we're going to keep easy is right there. Right on top of them. They don't know I'm here yet. Which is good. I'm gonna try to put on my hands and knees, go for weeks and gain. That way might be busted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I know something ain't right. Sorry, there's a tick. If you contract alpha-gal syndrome, you get a little freaky about ticks. But just because I'm busted, a lot of times we're still sit tight. You know, if there's something sneaking around out here, they don't quite know it yet. They just know something ain't quite right. So, hang on. Party's over. Human scent. You just can't fight it. I was doing good there for a little bit, but they got a good wind to me. I mean, I haven't moved. They can't really see me. They don't have that good eyesight. But we're going to go ahead and walk on up to the trap. These aren't real big hogs, but clearly on their way to being a mess. All right, hang on. All right, here we go. So you're going to see our approach is the same as if it were dark. Just ease up nice and slow. Got our good old faithful ice camera hanging on that tree there. It's an odd bunch because there's not any really big hogs I've ever been with them. They're all about the same size. It's got plenty of cover, so they feel relatively comfortable. Old Jaeger Pro gate. Old Jaeger Pro gate. Got new electronics in it. But you can tell it's old because it didn't have the cross braces in the corners there. So this is, we have two gates like this when we first started. And that's our oldest camera hanging up there. No joke. All right, so we're gonna get on with it. All right, fellas. Long overdue. A little bit of cover makes them feel comfortable. 4-leg on-time feeder. And there you go. So this trap has produced a lot of hogs. But I gotta get going. It's starting to rain and Zebby's gonna get on me. We'll get back to you. All right, they went down pretty smooth for a daytime drop. You know, much different than nighttime, but it helps being down on this hole. You know, all this cloud cover, all these trees. But anyway, so didn't see anything outside the gate, which is a good thing. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of let them kick it out a little bit, and then I'm gonna take you out and show you our little road. I texted Zebby and told him to bring it on, and we're just trying to, evidently, according to Zebby, there's significant weather coming. I'm not real good about watching the weather. So I'll show you this road and why it's kind of a booger eater getting down in here. All right, hang on. So we made this road years ago, literally with a machete. Maybe a little chainsaw work. We got a little washing going on here. But we just need to trim some limbs right now. Just, you know, it's on the list. But yeah, pretty neat. getting down in here, you know, and it's just like a little jungle. And it comes out here to this grown-up field. Years ago, the trap used to sit right here. And then we just realized we needed to get a little bit closer to that creek to really bring them in. When I was coming down our little road here, there were 4 bucks in velvet standing right there. Beautiful. So they're no fan of hogs either. So I'm gonna head up that way and meet Zebby, get these rifles, shotgun put up before they get too much more water on them, and we'll get back to you. All right, so we got the equipment down here. Pretty neat with a little dump trailer. The dump trailers are neat, but if it's a really big hog, it's kind of hard to get them up in there. And you can open it, and then you got to slide them up in there and then stand on one end. So it's got its advantages and disadvantages. Zev and I will be able to throw them in there pretty easily, do teamwork. Be careful when you're lifting hogs. Be careful how you lift it. I got a double hernia surgery from lifting a great big hog years ago. And there's a right way and a wrong way. And maybe just too damn big way. And I think in my case, it was all the above. So I'm gonna buzz you through, give you what we got, okay? Already got them lined up. We're kind of fighting this rain that's coming. I got my weatherman over there telling me to put a wiggle in it. And then we're gonna start hauling them out of here. Hang on. All right, so we got the four-wheeler, the little Recon, works good. Got the little dump trailer. If you're not familiar with the dump trailers, research them, call us, all the above. How about that? All right, so here we go. We've got bore, sow, bore, sow, bore, sow, bore. So if I did my math, 16. Really tight configuration on this trap here. Probably not a design I really like. We were having a little trouble with the hogs getting up underneath the cameras, we call it. They get too far up this way and they're hard to count. But this had the potential to be a really big group. And so we nipped it. And so we are absolutely thrilled about that. But anyway, so hopefully that kind of wraps up the video, man. We got to get moving. It's late. It's going on 9 o'clock. Been a long night, long morning. We got to still get them out of here. And we just did maintenance here. We're going to reset the system. Monsters Inc. Reset the system. And take it to the house. And we got a lot of cleanup to do. Fire up the dehumidifier in the garage and lay all the weapons out and let them dry nice and good and put equipment up. And if we're lucky, it'll be 12 o'clock. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and you kind of get to see how we do it. And again, a lot of patience with these hogs here. No really big hogs here. Kind of odd that they're all the same size, but it works that way sometimes. And there you go. So give us feedback. Quick little snidbit here, right? Zebby just took the first load out. He won't ever see this. You know, our younger generation, my videos are too long. That's all right. But for you that have had your daddy's punch out like mine, precious moments right there. I'm telling you, you know, he probably don't get it, maybe a little bit, but nah, I get it. You know, my dad's punched, he's gone, and there's worse ways to spend a Wednesday morning. Dragging hogs out with your oldest son. He come and rescued you. He was the reinforcement, man. He was the backup, bringing weapons and gear. That's the junk right there, man. Now, we ain't making a killing out here financially, but we're making memories. That's always been about the memories. So I do think that's the end of the video unless I have some great thought, which I doubt because I'm more slick. Y'all have a great one.